Hi, I'm Sarah. And we're talking about the Big Brother live feed update for Tuesday, July something, 20th maybe? Hi. Feeds have been so slow and boring today, but that's okay. We're still going to talk about it. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Super, super appreciate it. My hair is annoying me right now. It's just a little, I just like feel like it's a lot's happening here. But that's not your problem. Hi, how are y'all? Yes, you get it. How's everybody's Tuesday? You guys were here before me. I forgot that I scheduled this for 5 o'clock. Sometimes you guys have to remind me what time I say these things are going to be. Okay, well, look, not a lot of strategy is happening on the feeds, but that's because we know who's going home this week, right? We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to campaign and pretend that we're going to maybe think about our vote. So on one hand, I'm happy that that's not happening because, you know, you don't need to see waffling when it's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? So the only little bit of strategy we are getting is for future. And that's cool. That's good. We want to know who's starting to really like pair up with who's doing what, this is the stuff we really want to talk about. So, how dare you? What happened? I missed it. Oh, now I see. I won't highlight it because it's wrong. It's just wrong. If there's no H, it's just wrong. I haven't listened to Derek and Cody's podcast. Do they have? I mean, they know how to win the game, so I imagine they have really good insight. Do we like it? Is it good? Is it good? Do we like it? Because I am everything, Amy, and I can see all. Boom. What? No. Yes. Well, our Showman's killer is going to leave this week. So feel free, guys, to get into Showmances. And people who are smart, like Tiffany, are like, yeah, no, we don't care. Go right ahead. Get in a Showmance. Do it. I dare you. And she's just going to wait. And then she's going to like take them out once they actually get into that Showmance. So unfortunately, we started the day with a continuation of the conversation that Brent can't be friends with attractive females. Started yesterday, had to come up again. We're not talking about it because I don't want to do it. Don't make me do it. So skip past that. Like we pointed out, Showmances are forming. Alyssa and Christian, I don't know that they have like officially smooched or anything, but they are inseparable. They are this at all times. So that's clearly happening. And poor Brent, he doesn't have a girl, you guys. Alyssa don't want to hook up with him. Hannah doesn't want to hook up with him. He also likes Hannah. She don't want to hook up with him. Whitney is not his type. He's poor Brent. He just didn't get what he came for. And but he's going to keep trying. He's going to keep talking to Alyssa and say things like, if we were out of here, outside of this house, we definitely be an item. And she's like, yeah, You know that for sure? You know, he's like, yeah, you're attracted to me. I'm attracted to you. You know, definitely outside the house. But no, just, you know, poor Brent. So sad for him. He can't get a girl. And I know that that's hard for him. So he's a little struggle with that right now. But yes, thank you. Get it going. No, Brent. Real sad for him. We did have a little conversation between Derek F. and Azza back in their bedroom together, talking about if they want the cookout to be, you know, to make it, all of them to make it in jury, and ideally one of them win, then basically if they want one of them to win, they all have to make it to jury. And so they were talking about, like, who are the pre-jurors they need to get out? Who are the people they want to get out? Who do they want not in jury? And they, Azza said Brent and Whitney first. And Derek F said probably Whitney first, and then maybe Brent. And Azza said, no, Brent first, then Whitney. And Derek F just nodded along, which is, I feel like, just more clues that, you know, he's on the side of get the girls out first. He'll keep Brent, you know, if he can. He doesn't love Brent, you know, so maybe he won't fight for Brent as much as he fought for Frenchie. We'll see. But they agreed on Brent, Whitney, Christian, Alyssa. And then they said, because they need one more, they were like, Claire or Sarah Beth. That's where they kind of came to terms for them when talking about the cookout. But we've got some interesting information about Claire, Tiffany, and Christian that we'll get to in a smidge here that doesn't quite go with this version of events. So again, this was just Azza and Derek F. But that's what they are thinking about that. Then we had a conversation. Whitney was talking to Kyland, and she is so frustrated with Brent. She is so over him. He doesn't ever listen. He goes on and on about, like, how great he is, how smart he is, how good looking he is, how wonderful he is at this, and then how wonderful he is at that. And she's like, he never sits there and takes any of the information that he's given. He just tells you all about him. And she is over it. And I thought, well, wow, Whitney, I didn't see this coming. She's been so into Brent and so loyal to him as a teammate that I thought she was just kind of like, you know, a loyal roll with Brent kind of gal. But she, you know, first she saw Frenchie for who he was, and she was like, cutting you out of my life. Way to go. Then she was like, Brent, I see you who for you are, so I'm going to kind of cut you out. I'm still on your team, but like not digging it. So Whitney thinks she's in a better position than she is. So she's definitely not doing this for game. But I actually was thinking while I was watching this is great that you're telling Kyland this information, because if they are able to get Brent out sooner rather than later, she can probably sneak back into the game a little bit and not be looked at as a target, especially if she's distancing herself from him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She is. I was reading your very, very long chat, but thank you. Thank you for saying that I too am the best. Yeah, Whitney's down. She's down to get Brent out. She's fine with that. She probably wouldn't want to do it herself. I mean, she can't do it herself because she's on his team. But this was really good on Whitney's part, whether she realizes or not. I don't know about that. I mean, I think she definitely wanted Brent at first, but Whitney and Xavier have been super, super cuddly lately. Xavier couldn't get Alyssa. He wanted Alyssa. Alyssa said, no, I choose Christian. And Whitney couldn't get Brent. So the two of them have found each other. So again, they're not kissy, but they are cuddles. So I don't think she's jelly, but you never know. You never know. So Brent and Christian had a brief moment. Wasn't that brief? They talked plenty. But briefly, they were talking about how a girl has to go next. Now, they've been talking about this, right? All last week, the Slaughterhouse said a girl has to go next because Brent is of the mindset, and Derek F is also of this mindset, that you got to keep the numbers even for whatever reason. If a guy goes out, a girl has to go out next. Can't let too many guys get evicted and have more girls in the house than guys. That's a no-no in Brent's eyes. So they were talking about this, and Brent says this in front of his team. He said it, what was that, yesterday that Kyland had the team meetings? He said it in front of Alyssa and Hannah, his two female teammates, and he was like, girl gotta go. And again, Alyssa is here for this conversation, and he's like, now we got to have two girls go in a row. He's like, we got Frenchie leaving this week. That means two girls got to go next. And Alyssa said something like, guys. And they were like, not you. You're with the guys. We're not talking about you. And she's like, but eventually you will be, turning on me. And they're like, you're fine. You're fine. So they would like to see, what they say? They said Brittany as the next female to go. And then after that, either Claire or Azza is what Brent and Christian were saying in this moment today. I don't think Brent's going to get his chance to get a girl out. I don't think he's going to get it. Look, I don't see why it has to be even. Have some girls, have some guys. I think they are. She definitely has the worst reads in the house. I have officially called it. Frenchie said, if I hear you say anything bad about me on the feeds to Hannah, I'm going to get all my fans to come for you. Frenchie thinks he has fans. Poor Frenchie. Don't got any fans. No. You know how he says things. Like, he wasn't being like truthful. He wasn't like, I'm coming for you. But there's always a little truth when you like laugh and you're like, I'm coming for you. But you're like really coming for you, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, where are they? I don't see them. They might be out there. I might be missing them. I don't know. Okay. Whitney frustrated with Brent. Brent and Christian got to get a girl out. Okay. Here's what's interesting about moving forward. There's kind of two plans here moving forward that have been discussed over the, today and yesterday, over the past few days here. And I do have visuals. So stand by. Here we go. How's that? Okay. Tiffany. Great. Don't need to see that. Tiffany shares a bedroom with Christian and talks to Christian a lot. And it makes me nervous because Christian is in the slaughterhouse and Christian is playing quite a floater game, right? Like he talks to a lot of different groups. A few different groups think that he might be with them. So I've been a little nervous at how much she talks to Christian, but he's going with it, and he's yet to throw her under the bus yet. I mean, even though he's like with these different groups, he's not really throwing many people under the bus. So Tiffany and Christian have come up with a plan to like sort of combine forces. The two of them together, obviously. And she says, I'm bringing Claire. I love Claire. She does. They're very close. And he says, I'm bringing Alyssa. Alyssa's my girl. So the four of us together. They want to add a fifth. They talked about maybe bringing in Xavier X or Hannah. I'm not sure. I feel like they were just like randomly throwing out names, and I don't know if it will actually happen. But that is the conversation that is happening, that this foursome might be kind of working together. How serious is this? Hard to tell, but they keep sort of circling it. And like today, Claire came up to Alyssa and they were like, we got to talk. So like they all kind of know it's going to happen, but nothing super official, but they're sort of like circling the wagons, right? So a lot of this is happening. Christian and Alyssa have also been given a heads up that Brent is the target. And they've been working with Brent, but they are also somewhat annoyed with Brent and don't love Brent, and they're okay with Brent being the target. They don't necessarily want to be the ones to do it. But because enough people have sort of looped them in, they are, they're like, great, we're on board. Let the other people do it for us. We won't go after Brent, but enough people want to do it. So they've been looped into that, and they are like A-okay with that. So Brent is like in big, big trouble this week. Most of the people will put him up. I think the only way he's safe is obviously if he wins and if anyone on his team wins. But his team is kind of also being looped in on this and are willing to try to throw it. Now, we don't know what the HOH is going to be. So not every HOH is easy to throw, right? This Queens group has been working on building their numbers, and they have looped in the Kings. The Kings and Queens are together targeting Brent, right? Now, the Kings have decided that if they can, they're going to throw the HOH to Sarah Beth because it's Sarah Beth's brother's birthday. I think it's something like that. It'll be her brother's birthday, so that's their excuse that they'll throw it to Sarah Beth. But mostly Sarah Beth's like, I want to go after Brent. So that's how that's working. Oops, did I already leave Frenchie off? I did. He's a goner. It's not happening. Derek F doesn't want to win HOH ever. Brittany does, and she should because she's also a target. But Azza 100% is going to put up Brent. Brittany will too. So if Sarah Beth, Kyland can't play, Tiffany or Claire win, Brent's definitely going up. Now, Derek X has been looped into this plan as well. And Derek X is going to throw it. He got promises of like, look, y'all aren't tricking me. and I throw this and I'm really the target kind of stuff. But Derek X is like, I don't want to win because I want Brent to not be safe, right? I haven't heard anyone talk to Hannah or like get Hannah to 100% confirm this, but she's kind of in this odd place. Like today she was like, I need him to keep my team strong and to keep me safe, but I know that he is like an obstacle for me to succeed in this game. So she gets it, but I am guessing, because Whitney also doesn't want to win HOH. She's fine. I'm guessing that we're going to get a Tiffany Claire or Sarah Beth HOH if possible, right? Again, it might be an HOH that you can't like easily throw to somebody else. But if they can, that is the plan. So that's what we're looking at moving forward. And I'd much rather talk about that than all of the, oh my God, the guys and the girls and who's hooking up with who and who doesn't like who. And, oh, she's ready. She is ready, Freddy. Love the jackpot. Look, Amy, I feel you. He's on my draft team as well. And you know what? We just like, we got to cut him loose sometimes. You know what? He hasn't given us any points yet. He hasn't won anything. So might as well leave, you know? It is not time for the wall comp. It is way too early. It's not happening. Kyland was trying to convince people that it's probably the wall comp, but it's not. And the backyard's been open all day, so they're not building a wall comp today. And they would be if they were. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, they are not in a showmance. But these are the only two that I'm willing to talk about. Hannah definitely is crushing on him. I have not heard him say anything about crushing on her. But he's very cute with her. They're on the same team, so they do talk a lot. And he definitely has shown some sort of like protective energy around Brent, because Brent is coming for Hannah. And Derek will like kind of get in the way a little bit. So I can't tell if he likes her, but Sarah Beth and Derek Frazier, they're aware of this and they would like to make it happen. So it might become a house thing. Yeah, the Kingslayers are still an alliance. Absolutely. Who doesn't have a crush on Xavier? Everyone except Alyssa. Alyssa's literally the only one. Even Kyland has a crush on Xavier. He can't stop talking about how handsome Xavier is. Like, you know? Yeah, literally, if he accidentally wins HOH, then we're going to see Brittany and probably Claire up on the block or something like that. And Brittany will go because Claire is aligned. But otherwise, Brent's going up. Sarah Beth is amazing. She's so great. Yeah, we got to give them up for the greater good, guys. I think that it's strategic to throw it to your teammates or to throw it so that someone on your team can get out. I think that that's important when we're playing with teams. I think that it's actually a really good way to communicate with your house guests and say like, I want it, I want it, I want it. And for the people to throw it to them for this kind of purpose. Now, Derek F., who just sits in a couch all day and is like, I don't want to win HOH for like no strategic reason. Yeah, that's just silly. And it'll catch up with him and he'll get out because he never is in power. But I do think there is some strategy happening right now. Is Sarah Beth the best we've had yet? No, Tiffany is the best that we've had yet. Tiffany is playing circles around these people right now. But Sarah Beth is doing great. Claire is doing great. This is a very, very good, very, very good group here. Yeah. That's the Jackpots. The Jackpots is killing it. Exactly. They have to. You got to do it for the greater good. Yes, everyone is targeting Brent except for Brent. And like I said, Alyssa and Christian are on board. Like they get it, but they don't want to do it themselves. And that makes complete sense. I can't. I cannot. I guess it'll happen. Are they going to try to be like fair about it? Because it's only 4 weeks that they go by teams. And 2 different teams have just been have not. So I bet they're going to try to get all 4 teams. So he's going to have to be a have not, I do believe. Yes. Sorry, I missed your question, Barbara. Those are the Kingslayers. Whitney, Azza, Claire, and Tiffany. Yeah, he has a lot of theories, and one of them is that like you have a type and then you have a marrying type. Who am I to judge? I don't know. Whatever works for you, you know? I think Claire is playing one of the best games for sure. I also don't think Derek and Cody have ever watched the feeds. Are they actually watching the feeds? No, I am not calling them out or anything. No shade. But I follow Derek, and he often talks about how he can't keep up with the feeds, that he just like peeks in. So that's my first question. But Tiffany, Claire, and Sarah Beth are playing the best games. They had a conversation about the circle today. It was Brent and Claire, Frenchie, Brent and Claire, and I guess some other people. But anyway, Claire was like, said something about the circle. She loves it. And Brent, of course, didn't know what the circle was. But she said, Joey Sasso, she was like, you're twin to Brent. She was saying that Brent and Joey are twins, which I thought was funny. And then Frenchie was like, oh, you know who I loved? You know who I loved? And Claire was like, the girl who won this year, I love her. I love her. And he was like, no. He obviously didn't watch this season because he was only talking about the first season. But he was like, that girl from New York, I think. You know, that girl. Man, I talk to her like every day, but I can't remember her name. He was talking about Karen, who catfished as whatever. And I was just like, you talk to her every day and you can't think of her name. I mean, it's just like too many things there to unpack. Too many things. What is this type thing? Okay, I don't like to talk about this stuff, but we're going to talk about it for a minute. There is so much talk about a type. Lady Di, do you have a type? Like, what's a type? I don't know that I have a type. But boy, does the house like to talk, not even the house. It's really just Alyssa and Brent. They love to talk about their type. And they're like, Hannah's my type, or Xavier's my type, or this person's not my type. And I'm like, Like, do you only date brunettes or like you only date tall people? Like, what do you mean by a type? Oh, I didn't read your question correctly then. Do I think Sarah Beth is the best Beth we've ever had? That's a different question, Ben. I'm going to say yes. She's also the best Sarah we've ever had. Remember, you guys, when I was so excited about Sarah, back when her name was just Sarah, and I was like, we're going to have a Sarah. And some people were like, no, ew, we don't like her. And I was like, stop it. Her name is Sarah. We're going to love her and we're going to hope she's really good. And then she is. She's great. I love it. I love it. I agree. My type is like whoever I'm attracted to. I don't know. Maybe I have a type and I just don't even realize it. I've just never talked about it. I don't know. I'm also just like an old fuddy-duddy. So what do I get? What? I don't know. I don't know. Woo, woo, woo! Thank you, Rick, for the super chat. I am your type. Yes. Nice. Nice little spin there. I like it. Type of recappers. I like it, Rick. Another thing, why do I keep talking about Frenchie? He's leaving. Don't worry about it. He gave a shout out to Mel Brown today, and he said he's a cool guy. He's a good guy. He's like one of the few recappers that I like. And I was like, well, we have thoughts about you too, buddy. So, but I'm not going to say, I mean, I've already said a lot. I've already said plenty. One of the worst Big Brother players I've ever seen. And historically, one of the worst HOHs we've ever seen. So I said it. I said it. Yes, I love Sarah on Survivor. Yep. I do. Oh, boy. The fact that you guys clip this, I mean, it's already still out on the internet. What am I going to do? But I'm not going to say he was worse than Devin. I think he's pretty equal to Devin. I think he was like, what? We haven't had a Devin in years? Hey, guys, I'm a-coming. Here I am. I feel like they're pretty even. Woo, 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 woo! Thank you, Books and Quirks, for the super sticker. Thank you. Oh, such a good song. It's spelled wrong, but it's such a good song. Sarah, smile. I can't sing it, but you guys get it. If you don't know it, look it up. It's a good song. Right? We agree. I am too. I think he would be a detriment to anybody's game. There's no need to leave him in. You know? Gosh forbid he get power again. You just can't leave those types of people in the game, you know? Oh my gosh, let's talk about it. Julie first is going to go. Do you wish you had taken that 2 weeks of safety and rolled for it, rolled that dice? That's going to be the first question. Then she's going to be like, so you said you were a man of your word and you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And then you did this instead of that. It's going to be a lot of that. Julie loves her receipts. Loves her receipts. Oh, yeah. If you just joined, I already went through it. I don't get it. I don't like it. And I changed the feeds. Good guys. Good guys. Oh my God. They sang that song to me. Oh my gosh. Why haven't I told this story yet? Okay. I went to the Jimmy Kimmel live taping many moons ago. I was in the audience, and Hall & Oates, if you guys don't know who Hall & Oates is, I don't want to hear it. Google it, and you're welcome. Hall & Oates were playing like a special concert for the episode, not just like one song. So they were like on the stage as like the band, and they were playing songs throughout the episode. And then after the episode, they did like a whole concert for us. It was really, really great. But before the episode even started, Uncle, whatever his name is, he's since passed. Uncle Frank? He's since passed, but he would come out on stage at the beginning of the show and like talk to the audience as we're waiting for the show to start. And I don't know if you guys have met me, but I'm very like obnoxious and like to get attention. So I was like, oh, Frank, talking like making a fool of myself. And so he brought me up on the stage. And when I got up there, he's like, what's your name? And I'm like, Sarah. And Hall & Oates are literally right here. And they start to play Sarah Smile. And then Uncle Frank and I danced on the stage while Hall & Oates serenaded us. True story. I don't know why I haven't told you that before, but it just came up. So here we are. I know, shocking, right? You put me near a camera, all bets are off. You know what I'm saying? Highlight of my life. It was great. It was great. All right. Well, do we have any questions related to Big Brother? Because now I'm just talking about Hall & Oates and other stuff like that. I did not meet Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, he came on stage and did his show in front of us, but they escorted me back to my seat before Jimmy came out. So we have some very talented patrons. We're very musical theater. The Nerdtainment community is like reality TV and musical theater. It's great. It's the best blend. Yes, we love a ham. Not the food, but we love the ham as a person. Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. Will the goodbye messages be a French roast? I mean, good pun, good spin on words there. He's already asked, I mean, this man and his demands. He's already asked for it to not be unanimous. He would like at least a pity vote. Guess what? Derek Frazier was like, I got you, boo. He didn't say it that way, but he was like, I'll do that for you, bud. And then he was like, and you guys don't cuss me out. Like, who's cussing you out? I don't know. But he phrased it that way. He was like, my kids watch this show. So like, just don't cuss me out in the messages. So I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, somebody was like, dude, you told me one thing and you did the other. You gotta go. Like, and that's not horrible, but it's the truth. I mean, here's the better question. Is anyone going to be like, oh, Frenchie, I loved you so much. You were just such a big threat that I had to get you out before you got me? Like, no, nobody's saying that, right? He's not going out because he's a big, dangerous threat. He's not going out because he's Vanessa and gonna target them. He's going out because he is a liar and not a man of his word. And he's irrational. He's already been upset, but like he's gets it. He's coming to terms. I mean, the only people that really could curse him outright would be Alyssa or Kyland, and the both of them, like, we're trying to work with them for a minute. I don't know. No, I will never watch the challenge. Ben, stop asking me if I'm going to watch the challenge. But I did see that there's some great, Michaela. I love Michaela. Michelle is on it too, right? Love me some Michelle. You're just going to have to tell me how it goes. I'm not going to do it. You can faint on that couch. Really, really bad. It was really bad. No, Survivor, Michelle. Sorry, Barbara. Michelle from Survivor. I don't even know if they have many Big Brother players, just they're normal, like Josh, right? Kyland, I haven't seen him be wishy-washy to the cookout. No. I mean, I think he's keeping them up with the slaughterhouse. I think he loves the slaughterhouse because of the numbers, but he's had to slowly like give that away because like Frenchie's got to go and he understands that Brent's got to go. But he's still very loyal to the cookout and Sarah Beth. I would say those are who he's most loyal to. He has not agreed to this Kings and Queens and Derek X thing that Sarah Beth has brought up, that Tiffany has brought up. Like it's been brought up. Derek X brought it up. These people have brought it up to Kyland. Like they would like to make it happen, and Kyland has not agreed to it. So maybe he will eventually. That's what he doesn't seem loyal to. Yep. Thank you, Ben. Yeah. He's still waiting for America to save him. Tiffany made a funny joke today. She was like, every time he gets called to the DR, he's expecting an envelope. He also in some group setting today was like, America could be voting right now. Like we would have no idea if America was voting right now. Like he's really holding out. Brent also said when they were talking about America's favorite player, he said, how do they even vote? Because they don't really get to know our personalities. All of Twitter was like, no, we got you, Brent. We get you. We get you. Well, it's always hard to guess this early who could be America's favorite player because, you know, it's rarely people who go out early, right? Not a pre-juror. So we have to see who's going to be at the end. But I'd say Tiffany has a really, really good shot because she's already getting some great edits. So it's not even just us live feedsters or feeders or whatever we're called. It's not even us that love her. Like I think the casual fans are going to love her too. So I guess she's the top of the list right now. But you know, if they were to get her out soon, that would go away. I adore her. She's great. If she can be in more of the edits, you got to be in the edits though, you know, that's the problem. Oh, that would be hilarious if she's like, with a vote of, how many people are voting? 6-5. Brittany, you are safe. No, it won't be 6-5, first off. And, but that would be funny. I hope Julie does a fake out. Like, if the producers are really listening, I hope they do a fake out where she's like, house guests, America has been watching you. So let's move on to the vote. Like, have Frenchie be like, America? Oh, they're just, okay, America's just watching. Okay, great. Wouldn't that be fun? I'm down for that. That would be great. Not yet. She's got to work a little harder for it. She's almost there. She's almost there. But she's got to not overplay her hand. She's got to balance her jokes. Some of her jokes are actual digs. She's going to have to be careful about that. You know? 11-1. Is that how many people are voting? Yeah, because it would be a tie this time. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. 12 votes. Yeah, it should be 11-1. I don't know anyone else who is promising, pity votes. I wouldn't be surprised if Frenchie privately takes everyone one-on-one and is like, look, would you mind just giving me a pity vote? And literally trying to get 6 pity votes accidentally or without people realizing. I wouldn't put it past him. Wouldn't put them past him. So I hope that if there are any of these pity votes, that they talk about it. Just in case, who would Kyland vote to break the tie? He would have to vote Frenchie out. Enough people have said they want Frenchie out that unless, something comes up and the slaughterhouse changes their mind and they want to keep Frenchie, which I just don't see happening. But if that were the case and Kyland was making a deal to keep Frenchie, but no, if it's accidentally a tie, he's going to take Frenchie out. Kyland's not really a rock the boat kind of person. He's not trying to make waves, right? He's doing what the majority of the people asked him to do. Right. If they wanted to keep Frenchie, Brent would be on the block. And that was a discussion pre-veto ceremony. Do we take down Brittany and put Brent next to Frenchie? But no, Kyland didn't want to rock the boat. He just wanted to stay the course. And I agree with that move. If he had put Brent up in the first place, fine, Brent can be your target. But you started with Frenchie, end with Frenchie is how I see it. The house guests are on the live feeds are super, super boring today. They're talking about dating and, there was a heated conversation about superhero movies, DC versus Marvel, all the Batmans, Guardians of the Galaxy, lots of different. There's plenty of people who have opinions about those movies, which I enjoy. I enjoy hearing those opinions more than I enjoy hearing who your type is and if Hannah will hook up with you or not. These are not the things I want to listen to. But I hate to say that the feeds are boring because I don't want to make it sound like they have to be dramatic. They don't. It's just that there's not a ton of strategy talk because they're not debating who they're going to vote for. It's set. So there's a little bit of conversation about future targets. Like I said, it's Brent unless Brent wins. So that's where we're headed. It's definitely giving Caleb Amber vibes. It's weird. But Alyssa is very much with Christian. So he's got to move on. Yeah. What's your type of movie? That's the type I like. Oh, you're late. We've already talked about the challenge. It's not happening. We already talked about the cast. I'm excited about a few people, but sorry. Jolene and Miranda told me, no, you won't like it, Sarah. And so I was like, confirmed, not watching. All right, you guys, that is it for our slow day on the feeds. But tomorrow will be Waffle Wednesday. if we get any waffling. Brittany is going to try to do one-on-ones. Frenchie's also going to do one-on-ones. I don't know what either one of them are going to say. So we will see about that. And, well, Barbara, who's the villain? That's an interesting question because we don't really have villains lined up, but we do have lots of different targets. So that'll be interesting to see. Whitney will not be a target anymore once Brent is gone. They'll take out Whitney if they can't get Brent out. Christian and Alyssa might be the next two on the list, but because they are getting in tight with Tiffany, maybe not so much. So they're only the target for maybe half the house, a few people. Brittany is a target. Hannah's a target for a few people. So I feel like it'll be less villain and more, just who are those extra targets that they want to get out. So thank you guys. Yay. I'll be back tomorrow after tomorrow night's episode. Jolene is joining me tomorrow, so we will recap the episode and then we'll talk about anything that might have happened on the feeds tonight or tomorrow. We will go over that, right? We get to watch Derek win another veto tomorrow. Yay! You guys, thank you so much. Make sure you like the video, please. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.